Within the Masaka family. Let me stop sharing. Let's see. Oh, hold up. Okay, there it goes. Stop share. Okay. All right. Within the Masaka family, within the Masaka Mpangi, Kusamba, and Mpangi Banika, even though Banika has dropped off. But this was excellent with on the Masaka. So now, family, we're going to move to the question and answer part of our Zoom. So if you have a question, if you have a comment, please share it with us and time will be given. You can get them. Nimi, time is given.
Motondo Masaka, Mama Matuzola. I just want to say to the hosts, to Pangiame Benika and to Ngunzi Tusamba, Matondo Masaki Dila, Tutonda Leki Kilu. We thank you so much for bringing this message to us. It's always so interesting to learn more about our king, the King of Kings, Intinu Abad Intinu. It's always so good to learn more, and coming from the source, we know that you're trusted. You're a trusted source. It's always so good to be able to get more truth, especially considering that one of the comments that you made was that a lot of times the Europeans brought the idea that no saints were from Congo or from Africa, but that only the saints came from white people, and it's actually backwards and reversed. And so, to be able to identify that the lineage from Tatanzambian Pungu came through his people, through the colored people and not white people, European people. It's always so good to be able to hear these truths, and we know that when we come here that we get the truth, and the truth shall set us free. So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for this message, and may Nzambi Mpungu bless you all. Ingeta.
Ingeta.
Ingeta. Matondo Masaka Nimi for that. And now, Royal, time is given.
Ingeta, I thank you so much for this presentation today, because it clears up a lot in my head too. My first encounter with Mayamona was via dream, and he literally did a cleansing on me. And it's a gross dream, so I don't want to go through it. But when he did the cleansing on me, he did a cleansing. I saw myself vomiting, literally vomiting worms, and it wasn't only me. It was like I was standing and watching myself and other people. I couldn't see the other people, but I knew other people were vomiting. And then he says, I will restore to you the years that the palmer worm and the canker worm have eaten. And that was my first encounter with Mayamona in a dream. I had no idea who he was. All I knew was that he was African. And it wasn't until years later that I saw, that when I came on the Toco is Youth, that I saw the picture, and I said, I met this man a couple times in a dream. So, this is so much confirmation, because the very first thing he did on me was a cleansing. Ingeta.
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 Hallelujah. Well, I'll go next. I had an encounter similar to what Royal had. So this was some time ago, And in my dream, there was this man, and he was dressed in white. And I was lying on a table, like something, and he was doing a cleansing on me. I couldn't identify it as a cleansing then, but like Royal, when she said, I said, that's it. And he had some kind of, it was almost like he had an instrument in his hand and it had a net, and he kept moving it over my head, and it was pulling these worms. I didn't want to tell anybody because I thought it was gross too. And he was moving it around my head. And as he moved it around my head, it was like these worms were being lifted into that net. And then I stood up, and he said, now go rest. And the other comment I wanted to make was it really connected some things for me when Benika spoke about how Kimbangu, when what Kimbangu said, you know, when he gave the scripture in Isaiah 22, when Kimbangu mentioned how the scripture, Isaiah 22, let me see, I wrote it in my note. In Isaiah 22, when Benika was speaking about how when Kimbangu heard that another Simon or Simone was around, and how he mentioned that scripture, how he connected that is so powerful. So Ingeta Matondo Masaka.
Ingeta Matondo Masaka.
Danny, time is given.
Sister Danny, you're muted.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I love today's message. I love this history. And so, but more importantly, and this is going to sound strange, but more importantly, I love the sambas. I can see the samba in your face, how much this means to you, how much you want to help us see. So I applaud you because I can see your heart, how your heart is rejoicing at the sight of Simão Toko and sharing how much you love him. So today, and maybe only for today, it's a joke, I love Simão Toko because you love him. Seriously, it's beautiful, beautiful. And the same for Benika, obviously. I love how you said Nsila Belela, clean path. And now I get it, why you guys dress in white. Because you're trying to send a message across. And today I hear love, peace, and I was like, yeah, that's me, I'm home, I'm home. And I like how Benika said, it's not a weakness. He says something like, it's not a weakness. It's just because we choose love and peace and a clean path, it doesn't mean that we're weak. Be careful. And I'm saying be careful to the world. It's not a weakness. Between us, we have more power than, yeah, they need to be careful. But we choose love first. We choose love, a clean path. So I love it. I love it. This is the kind of, yeah, I'm starting to see, and I got a book here. Let me see. I got a book, yeah, so I'm hoping. I haven't read it yet, but I'm inspired today. I'm like, okay, now I get it. For the first time, now I get it. Because I hear Simão Toko, prophecy, I'm like, okay, but when I hear love, clean path, peace, you know, yeah, he was a man of power, but we see a man of love. We see a man who cared for his people. And today I see that. So I am ready to surrender to him. I can't wait to have an experience. I can't wait to see him. One last thing, I hear about worms, and it's very fascinating because within 3 months of my awakening 7 years ago, I had an experience as well. I had a spiritual attack for 3 days in a row within 3 months of awakening. But my experience, it was Josiah. He came in my dream. He kind of caught my breath here, and worms were coming out. And I wake up, and it was coming out. It was so abundant. I still remember it. And I wake up in the middle of the night, and I knew that it wasn't a dream because I felt it. I felt where he caught my wrist. So, sisters, there must be something that, Isaiah, Simão Toko, our righteous ancestor is doing in us. And there's no coincidence that we are together here. So let's keep working. The mothers are the leaders of the daughters, the sisters. So you're a example to us to lead the way. Yeah, the clean path, as Desamba was saying. So anyway, thank you, Desamba. Thank you, everybody. And let's keep trying our hardest to honor Simão Toko and the rest of the ancestors, the righteous ones. Thank you.
Ingeta.
Okay, Nabu, time is given to you.
Bote salama family Matondo Masaka. It's a lot. Thank you for this topic. I learned a lot. More revelation, more revealing. Now I understand why my father named me Naibu than the other children. But thank you, Brother Tisamba. More wisdom, more blessing upon you, Pangbenika. I wish you could be here to give us more wisdom back at the upper by trying, but I can't. About Simão Toko, as in my language, I was literally connecting everything. For example, Mama Dama Sils, she said that Nzila Velela. In my language, Nzila, path, is Inzira, Swahili, Njia, Velela, clean. In my language, Kirundi, Yera, Velela, Yera. And for Mayamona, again in the Kirundi, Mayamona is Nzoyabona. I'm going to say Mayamona, Nzoyabona. Or in the past tense, Ndarayabonye, I have seen it. Things like that. So I really was connecting, like it was really easy for me to understand the name and the thing. So I would say more in my language, like really easy for me. So thank you very much, Salah. And about dreaming Mayamona, I didn't have a cleansing like how other sisters it happened. It was more strange just to try to understand, but I still don't get it, the meaning. Because yes, I did saw he was young, he was little. But when I saw him, I was like, that's Simão Toko, I know him. He left, then he came back. Before that, it was a white lamp. A white lamp came, then Simão Toko came. Then I'm like, oh, does that mean like that's the son of man? I mean, it's son of Tatanzam. I'm like, okay, that was my interpretation first. Then he came greeting me. He first came greeting other on their forehead, but like he was sealing them. Then I went on my knee. All I was saying was thank you, in my language, which was urakodze, urakodze, urakodze. Then he came to me. Then he grabbed my hand. Then I remember, I'm not sure if I stood up, but he hugged me. Then he started laughing. Then I started feeling this peace in my heart. Then I started laughing along. I start laughing. I laugh. When he laughs, I feel this joy and I laugh too. Then I woke up. That's it. Ingeta.
Ingeta. Matondo.
Ingeta, Matondo Masaka.
Matondo Masaka. That was beautiful. Nabu, thank you, Matondo, for sharing that with us. Ingeta. Royal time is given to you.
Thank you again. You know, my second encounter with my Amona was a dream as well. And like, I'm just now connecting the dots. So I went to, it was me and two other friends. We went to, it was at the foot of a mountain. And there was a doorway to go into the mountain. And so they were able to go through. The right post, the right door post was collapsed upon the left door post. So it was like a small space underneath. And they were able to go through and I couldn't go through. And then this man came to me and he says, no, you can't go through like this. And so he fixed the doorpost for me. And when he fixed the doorpost and I looked at it, it was pure gold. It was pure gold. And he said to me, royalty, you couldn't go through like that. So he fixed the doorpost and it was pure. When I looked at it, it was pure gold. And I went up on the mountains. I lost track of the people that I came in with, but I started walking and it was like the most beautiful place that I have ever been to. It was so amazing. So that was my second dream. So now, you know, when you're talking about the mountain, it makes so much sense to me. And so there's this place in Trinidad, a village that's called Toco. And it came from yeah, it came from the Carib language, indigenous Carib, the Kabiru. They were called Kabiru. It's the indigenous Carib people. It's Toco, not Togo. Toco. And the indigenous Caribs are a mixture of the Arawak people and Africans. So they were called Kabiru. That's where the word Carib comes from. It was distorted into Caribou, and so they call them the Caribs. They're very dark skinned, and so their language, the word Toco came from their language, and they called it Toco because it's the end of the earth. It's the end of the world. It's the last village out in the country. So as far as they were concerned, it's like the end of the earth. And so they called it Toco. And it's also the place where you get the most coconuts in Trinidad.
Ingeta.
Matondo Masaka.
Matondo Masaka, bro. You can't make this stuff up, huh? You can't make this
true.
stuff up. Matondo Masaka. This is so amazing. Katanzami. Mama Margaret, time is given to you.
Yeah, that's what I share this. As I was talking about cleansing, and I was seeing where Toco and the clean everything, the cleansing to clean. So I had this dream about I was to go to this place, but I had to change my clothes and put on a certain thing, and then to get to another point in this place in the dream, I had to change up into this dress. This certain color was this pink dress. And I go in, but at first I stopped at this place. It was real filthy. There were some kids with cribs and it was dirty. And I had to pass through this bathroom, and it was so dirty. I was like, what? It was on my toes, real dirty. And I looked into one of the cubicles and I saw this person there washing their hands, and I couldn't see their face, but the back. But when I'm going through this place now, I go through this front door, I have to go through the other door, and going through that other door to come through, it was like this gush of fresh air. The breath was like clean air that hit me in my face. Home. I had to go to everything refusing to take me back home, but I have to go to this place. The spirit said I have to go to this place, and when I get there, I seen people. I have to write my name in this book. I said, write my name in this book. So I get to the place, and I saw a woman with her head tie, and through this door, this space in the door, I seen. I know it's Toco, the head tie, and they sit down there. But I have to write my name in this book. And when I wrote my name in the book, I received that hand. I didn't see the face, but the hand, I know it's a black hand, putting this button on me. So when I was telling Monica about the dream, I said, but that button on your clothes, that is what I received in my dream. I received that. And when I received the button, I wake up crying, just crying, literally crying. Like, why am I crying? And I received the button in the dream. So I told him, he said, yes, that is a face of Simão Toko. I said, wow. He said, yes. And that was the book of life. But it was a cleansing. I had to go through all these dirty things, moving from one space into the next, moving away from all these dirty things to receive this clean air was upon me. I was like a breath of freshness. And I tell him about this dream, and he said, yes, that was crying, releasing, it was cleansing. That person was cleansing. And I always feel this presence behind me. All here, I saw this person just walk through the door. This dark man, and always in the same clothes. Even when I walk the road and I'm singing, this presence always, I could have feel the presence. I look around and I saw the person behind me. It's like, wow. So I was telling Benika about this. Benika, this person always here, they're always behind me. Even when I sing the Toco song, they're behind me. So he said that button is Simão Toko, and that's something they have to wear to receive that. So I said, I hope I get to in the land so I can receive it in the physical. I receive it in the spirit here, and I was just crying. So I just wanted to share that. But one day I was praying when I saw this golden rainbow. It's like, what? Yeah, it's bow in gold. It just flashed there and went away. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share. But I believe it was Simão Toko. Always in the same clothes and appearing big. Yeah, always seeing him.
Ingeta.
Ingeta.
Mama Matuzola, you're muted.
Matondo Masaka, sorry about that, family. Matondo Masaka, Mama Margaret, for sharing that. And Mama Margaret, while you were speaking, you said something. You said you received that cleansing in the spiritual. So now you must receive it in the natural. That is powerful, yes. So now it must manifest for you in the natural, because we received the spiritual cleansing, my royal daughter, as well, in the spiritual realm. So now we must receive it in the natural. And get the Madonna in that point. Mama Shelley, time is given to you.
Matondo, I had this dream a few years ago myself, and I never understood it. But now that you're talking, I guess I'm understanding what it was, because it was before I knew much about Simão Toko, and I remember I was passing through this place, and it was a house somewhere. I was going through this house, walking through, and some of the rooms were pretty dirty, and I got into this room and I stopped there, and I looked around, and it was dirty, And then I looked in front and there was this man coming towards me. And I thought, where did he come from? What's he doing here? And then the closer he got, then all these things started coming out of me. And it was pretty awful too. So I was really embarrassed. I never told everybody this dream, but it was pretty awful and they were coming out of me. And he was there standing. He was close to me. I couldn't see his face too well, but I could see he was a Negro man in this white suit. And his hair was so white. And he was just watching me. And I started to feel embarrassed because all these things were coming out. And when he realized I was embarrassed, he kind of turned away a little so I wouldn't feel embarrassed. But, you know, he didn't move until they stopped. And when they stopped coming out, then he left. And I thought, oh my goodness, what is that? What just happened? And who is that man? And his hair is so white. Why is he's in this white suit and his hair is so white? And I thought, oh my goodness, when I woke up, I was like, oh, I don't know what that was, Father, but I don't know. But now I'm understanding what it was. And, you know, ever since that, when I heard about Simão Toko and I heard about his, you know, his hair and, you know, his suit, I thought, could that have been him? And why was he in my dream? And you know, I still didn't understand it, but now I can piece it together. Tata Zambi is awesome. And it's just amazing. Amen.
Amen.
Ingeta.
Tondo.
Ingeta.
Nabu, time is given to you.
Yes, family. I have a question for anyone, especially for Brother Panto Samba. It's about wearing the white clothes. And I was thinking, is the verse in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 30, 31, 32, I'm not sure, but it's chapter 15 where it talks about fringes with the board of blues, about that, because it says something like keeping it forever. So I'm like, what about the Hebrew Israelites? They be pushing wearing those fringes, which is in the Bible, it'll say, well, when you look upon it, it's going to remind us to keep the laws, the statutes throughout our generations, which is we are still continuing unto this day. So what about that, Ingeta?
Ingeta. Sorry, Mama, I didn't understand. I mean, his question. Sorry, Pang.
No, I think he's asking, how does the wearing of fringes correlate? Is that what you're and he gave the scripture Deuteronomy. Did you say Deuteronomy 15, Nabu?
Ingeta, yes, that was my question.
If Deuteronomy 15, what is the, I was looking for it. You said Deuteronomy 15 and what verse?
You're muted, Nigel.
Verse 38.
Deuteronomy 15, verse 30.
38.
No, there's no. I don't. It stops at 23 on Deuteronomy 15 in my Bible, anyway.
No, it's Numbers 15:38.
Okay.
Thank you, sorry.
And it says, speak unto the children of Isolale and bid them that they make fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generation, and that they put on the fringes on the borders a ribband of blue. That's the one you're speaking about, right? So he was asking to some about that in relationship to, I guess, wearing white. Is that what you're asking, Nabu?
Ngeta.
Yes, Matondo Masaka Mama Matzola. We're gonna answer everything on the final word.
Okay, did you get that, Nabu? He's gonna answer on the final word. Okay, Matondo Masaka, royal daughter, time is given to you.
Yes. All the birds are outside singing. I think they're hearing the message. I don't know if y'all can hear them. When Mama Shelley spoke about her dream, it reminded me of another dream I had. It's December 21, and it was I dreamt I was hovering over a cruise ship. And it was between New York and New Jersey. This cruise ship was getting ready to take people back to Africa. And so this was the ship that was coming from New Jersey. And in my mind, in the dream, I said, I'm going on the one that is leaving from New York. And so I'm hovering over the ship. It was like this huge cruise liner. And it was kind of like, it reminded me of Noah's Ark, because people were bringing all their belongings, their animals, everything. And they were each assigned a room. And so I'm watching them load. And out of nowhere, like out of another dimension, this lion just comes out of thin air, and it's like you could see him come from one dimension to another, because it's like you could see like a vibration or a wave or something around him when he punches through. And when I look, it's this white lion, and he had like the prettiest white lion I have ever seen, and he had like hair like a mane, like an apple. His hair was he was so beautiful, and his hair was like white, pure white. He had a brown streak right in the middle and a brown on his back, patch on his back. But it was like the most beautiful lion I had ever seen. So I'm stopped. I'm not even focusing on the people anymore. I'm looking at the lion because he's so beautiful. And so he jumps onto the ship, and I'm thinking he's going to eat everybody. And he jumps on the ship, and he starts walking and looking in the rooms, like he's the one organizing. He's making sure everybody is okay. So he's walking and looking in the room, and then he's looking and going from room to room. And I'm looking at him now, and there were other people that saw him, but they didn't even pay him any mind. The people that saw him, and the rest of the people, they didn't even notice him. And so he's going from room to room, and I'm saying, they didn't even notice this beautiful lion? And I said, you know what? If nobody's taking him with them, I'm taking him with me when I go on my ship. And I wake up and I started to dream. I started to read, and the first thing that I read in the Bible was, "He that scattered you will gather you." And then so I went in online and I typed in white lion, and lo and behold, the white lion is the name of the first ship that brought slaves to America in 1619.
Wow, Campbell, that doesn't sound. I told you can't make this stuff up, Royal.
I had to give that.
Amazing.
Wow. Hallelujah. Campbell.
Matondo.
That is so
Ingeta.
very
Ingeta.
powerful. Danny, time is given to you.
I'm speechless.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, what a day. Oh, what a day. Da, 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 da. What a day. What a day. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, un pangi venica. It's to samba. Venica. To samba.
Yes,
Okay,
sister.
so we had Simão Toko, who is there now in his place as a leader of the people. Because he wouldn't leave and not send reinforcement. Is that right? Yeah. So I probably missed something because I haven't been with you for a long time. So the rest of everybody probably knows, but I am wondering because I seen someone resurrecting from the dead, and this individual was a man. Was no longer a man. He was something like 5-10 times the size of an average man, which I assume means something, a spiritual gift, power, a priest-like. So I wonder if Simão Toko send somebody else, it didn't Sambi send somebody representing Simão Toko. Does that make sense to Samba?
Yes, it does. Matondo Masaka for this question. Very nice. Yes, Mama Matuzola.
Okay, so Danny, so were you wanting to someone to answer a question, or was that
Yeah.
a comment, or
It was a question. It was a question.
okay?
Who is? Do you understood Matusola the question?
I didn't.
Okay. Okay. So basically what I'm asking is Simão Toko left, and so who is there to be in his place? Just to keep it simple. Who is the leader of the people, the priest of the people, the one that is protecting the people, helping the people, like Simão Toko did?
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
Nuvu, vamos!
Yalla!
Yeah.
I so happy, family. Your comments, your testimony were deep. I'm telling you, it changed my life. I was here rejoicing. My spirit was moving with a lot of happiness to know that Toco went straight to you. For those who have not yet seen, just believe. He has chosen you. He has called you. We're gonna start with Sister Danny question. Atondo Masaka, Sister Danny, you know, your presence makes this place very with a lot of happiness. You bring happiness to this place. I don't know if these powerful mothers have told you, but when you were not around, We have missed you a lot.
Thank you, brother. All for the glory of Tatanzambi.
Matondo Masaka.
Es him, it's not me, it's him. It's his work.
Always, all can will be given to him.
Okay, yes.
Simão Toko, as we say it, as we always say, is not a man like me. Simão Toko didn't die. Simão Toko is a living spirit. He's still existing until now. Very simple explanation on that. See our mothers there. The encounter they had with Toco wasn't 15 years ago, wasn't 100 years ago. It was in our time when physically Toco was dead. Physically he's dead, but his spirit still working, still cleansing, still going to fetch his own children to bring him home. Likely you and I are one of these Toco have chosen. So who is in his place? Before we jump to that, can you read for me book of Psalms? You will understand why he's not dead. He's still alive, still talking. He talks to us every single day. This is that. And you're gonna see, and the body he's using right now is very close to you. Just couple he has traveled to France. There is an activity going there. So Psalms 118, 118, verse 17.
Verse 17. Okay. I shall not die, but live, and declare the works of Nzambi.
Toko said in Kikongo, Mono Kifuako, Zinga Yezinga. Brother Bell, the Kikongo speaker, please help me. Mono Kifuako, Zinga Yezinga.
Simão Toko says in these words or in this phrase that he cannot die, he never died. He will keep being alive spiritually. He never died.
He never died.
Ingeta.
Ingeta, Matono Masanga.
Ingeta.
It means I, Kifuako. We are conjugating the verb die in the past. Kifuako, not die. I will not die. Zinga is zinga, I will live. Psalms was a great testimony of that. I will not die, instead I will live to tell what the Lord has done. His body is not among us, but his spirit he is using another elder. The elder came from nowhere. The elder never seen Simão Toko in person. The elders from Soso, in which where Simão Toko was born as well. He is now, if I'm not mistaken, 40-something. And the spirit of Toko went straight to him and told him, I will be in you.
Right.
So nobody has replaced Toko. Toko himself is working until now. Nobody came in Toko's place to say, I came to replace Toko. No, Toko resurrected from the dead. He came in the spirit because before everything happens in flesh, always is in the spirit. The world is 99 spiritual, then what we see. So Toko came in spirit among us in the year of 2000. In the body of his name is Don Afonso Nunes, 2000. Mama Matuzola, you are able to share, to show the screen. If you can just Google the Simão Toko, I think his picture will come. Yeah. Yes, sister, go ahead.
I have another question.
Yes.
Okay. So, who is Simão Toko then? He is eternal. His spirit lives forever. He never dies. He's always the protector of his people, etc., etc., etc. So, who is he? And
I'm going to
spirit.
leave this answer to you.
No!
Now, with
No.
all the qualities, the
I
Portuguese.
think I know, but I don't want to assume because it makes
Yes.
a fool of me. Really?
Why? Say. Who is he? She just go to Google, Mama Matuzola,
Oh, beautiful. Oh, okay.
and just search the Simão Toko. You know the face of Bishop Afonso Nunes, Mama Matuzola? Yeah. Yes, Sister Dan, who is he? Death couldn't stop him. Nothing stopped him. And came back. Mama Roya saw him. So, family, we are not bringing us as taking people who are not from here. Mama Matuzola saw him. Mama Margaret, Mama, sorry, Mama Rafea, I know you are working. Can you just say hi, please?
Sammy,
Siemi,
Oh, Sammy.
Siemi.
are you busy?
I just got, I'm busy.
Okay, no problem. We just wanted to hear your testimony. This man,
Okay.
Danny, they took his heart. He was showing there. They took his heart out. And then the heart was put back. Even that couldn't stop him. He couldn't die. So, Sister Dan, who is he? I'm not going to answer. This has to be your personal answer. Who is this man? Even dead, he said to the Tocoist elders and Angolan government, you will look for me, you're not going to find me. But when you call for my name, you're going to hear my voice. You're going to look for me in the body that used to be and see, you're not going to find me. But you're going to call me and you're going to hear my voice. Toco speaking, and it's still speaking. I don't know if I was able to answer Sister Danny.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
Looking? Brother
I
Makud.
said,
Oh, yes, Mama.
He's at work.
Nah, he is the host. I just want him to make us a host. Make me a host.
Okay.
Can you make me a host, the host, Brother Makud, please? Mama Rafia, please, before you go on, let me just share something here to Sister Danny.
while you're looking for something, is it possible? Could I say something to Sister Danny?
Yes. This is the person he is using now, Sister Dan. Can you see it? You are on mute.
I seen him before. Seen him before.
You have seen everything. Yes, sister, yes, Mama Margaret, go ahead.
Rafia, Sister Rafia, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Sister Rafia.
I'm just saying, her asking that question reminds me of the question that Isaiah asked the disciples when he said, "Who do men say I am?" And they say, some say you're Elijah, some say you're this, that.
Hallelujah.
But then he said, but whom do you say I am? So we have to look in ourselves, and we have to believe what the Mandavelala has been revealing to us about who this great man is.
Thank you.
Wow.
So before you finish,
Powerful.
maybe Mama, Sister Danny was not on. Today is turning like the day of testimony. Can you give again your testimonies so that those who are not present may hear the encounter you had with Toco? Please. Good.
Well, this was back in the 80s. I was on my way from school, and as soon as I got on the train, I saw this, the conductor of the train really was sitting in front of me. And the first thing came to me as I looked at this man was, oh my God, this man is ugly. That was the first thing that came to my mind. And the reason that came to my mind was because he had welts. He had some big welts and holes in his face. But as soon as that thought came to me, I said, God, please forgive me. You know, I'm not like this, because if we all could make ourselves, we all would have been whatever our idea of beauty is. We would have been most beautiful. So I repented. Then I closed my eyes and I held my head back. And I felt I felt a presence over me. And when I opened my eyes, it was him standing next to me, because I was at one of the end seat right next to the door. And he says to me, "Are you Pentecostal?" And I said, "Yes." He says, "I know, because I see the Holy Spirit glowing all over you." And then he started prophesying to me. This was the first thing, anything like this in my life have ever happened. I really didn't even know there was such a thing that you could prophesy into people's lives. Yeah, so he says to me, like, you've been going through some things in life, and you're going to be going through some struggles. But this is before I was awake. This was in the 80s. The Most High woke me up in 2015. So he said, God is going to be with you. He's going to take care of you, and he's going to protect you. And he said more, but I was in such awe. I can't even remember what else he said. But that was what I took away from it. And then from that day, I tried to take the same train every day. I would stand on the platform and I would look, because the conductors, they would stick their heads through the little window before they close the doors. That way they don't lock people in it or whatever. And I looked for that man. And I've never seen him again. And it's a story that I've told, and I've always been telling that story. And I'm saying, I think he was an angel. I'm like, I think he had to be an angel. I've just never seen him again. And then I thought about, I could have missed my blessing just like that, because Satan always comes first, telling me, look how this man is ugly. And if I had sat there in my state of condemnation and judgmental ways, I would have missed my blessing. Yeah. But once again, I had the dream that I saw 3 angels. And those angels that I saw them on YouTube. It was Brother Tasamba, my seraphim, and the other sister. I saw them. And when I saw them on YouTube, I said, oh my gosh, those are the angels I saw in my dream. They didn't have, just like they are right now. That's how I saw them. And they were talking about this man, Simão Toko. And I saw the picture of him. And again, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I kept saying, that's the man I saw on the train. So sometimes I still think, I'm like, Father, I'm like, is this real? I'm like, it's just too much coincidences. Yeah. And I just never forget that. But the thing that I also realized, which is something I try to share with people, is anytime a prophet, Malaki, or any divine appear to you and give you a message, as in, I'm going to be with you and I will protect you and I will take care of you, it means that you're going to be going through some hell in life. I didn't know that at the time. At the time, I thought, ooh, hallelujah, sunshine. That's what I thought. Right? But through the years of going through some deep stuff in life, that's what I would go back to, like, Father, you said you were going to take care of me and you were going to protect me and you were going to be with me. Yeah. So that's the message I've just always shared. Just remember that it's not, because they came to us, they see us going through some deep stuff and know that we need help. And that's why they come, to warn us and to help to strengthen us during our times of trouble and during our times of struggles. So that was that. Ingeta.
Matondo.
Good.
Good job.
Tondo,
Yeah.
Masaka, Mama, Refe.
Very powerful.
I think was good for Sister Danny question. I don't want to add any more thing in this question.
Elder Kennedy hand is up. Elder Tasamba, can you hear me? Elder Kennedy.
Yes, I can. It was the time to Elder Kennedy, and then I'm gonna come for final word.
Okay, yes. Elder Kennedy, time is given.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted just to comment that I think this is a great forum. Some of us, we started following on Tocoist before there was any English version. I remember I could just translate from Kikongo, YouTube into other languages, though I could not get everything, but at least I could get a hint of who he was. One of the things that I read about him is that before he was born, there was a flood that swept the Leah village. And there are other incidents that the mother faced that he felt that this is too much stress for me as a mother to face because of this child. And that's why he said, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot. Actually, the word Mayamona says, I've seen a lot. And he called the son Mayamona to mean I've faced trouble because of this child. The other thing I also wanted to say is that the mountain we call the celestial mountain is the mountain that's quoted in Luke 17:37. Is a mountain that says he will rest. It's in the Bible. It's not something that's strange. His death was known. Not the first one, but the second one. Luke 17:37. It is where the eagle will rest. 3, when he came out with the feet, you read Revelation 12:5, it talks about a male child. Actually, the word male child in Kikongo is Toco. A male child will be born. Who will rule the world? With the scepter of iron. That's what I wanted to add. Everything has its meaning. Thanks a lot.
Ingeta.
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 Matondo Masaka.
Ingeta.
Inspector.
Ingeta.
Matanda Masaka, Elder. Everything has its meaning. Matanda Masaka. Okay, so if there aren't any more questions or comments, we're going to move to give thanks for the service. Brother Abel, would you give thanks for us?
Sorry,
Yes,
Mama. Before I give thanks, let's just give the final words. We're still open, Brother Naibu question then.
Oh, okay. My apologies for that. Yes, that's right. I forgot.
All is well.
Mhm.
Tondo Masaka. So family, once again, we want to say to you all, and then everybody watching us from YouTube, it was a great session. We learned a lot. I have to confess to you that I had a beautiful moment today when Zambe helped me to understand more about this man. When they see us talking about Toco, the thing like is a lie. But when we see you coming out and giving a testimony, it's so amazing. Can you hear me, fam?
Ingeta.
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 I see all your face frozen. Ingeta. So, Brother Naibu, we're gonna start with your question. Why we wear white? White, as we have seen, is because of Nampemba, that means holy. Is a sign that we all share to the world, that we should be those who carry peace, spread it to the entire world. So Toco introduced this as a very spiritual meaning. Just gonna ask Mama Matuzola to help me in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse, I can start from verse 4 until 5, until 6, please. Revelation 3. That will be a comparison of Numbers 15, 27 that our brother Naibu gave us. And you will see something there very interesting. I don't know if those who have translated the Bible, they've swiped it, but they've left us something there for us to analyze it deeply. You are on mute.
Revelation chapter 3, verse 5 through 6. He that overcome, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. He that hath an ear, Let him hear what the Spirit says unto the assembly.
Louvor Vamun.
Yalla.
Allah.
On my version,
Allah.
on my version
Yalla.
says, on my version says, yet you have a few people in Sardis. Look here, Sardis. Does it sound familiar to you? Sardis. Sardis. Hey, family. Does it sound familiar to you? Sardis? Sardis.
Michaela de Zombo.
Michaela de Zombo. Zulu Mongo. Who have not soiled their coats. They will walk with me dressed in white. Is that a coincidence? Nothing's coincidence, family. For they are worthy. The one who is victorious will like them, be dressed in white. I will never blow out the name of the person from the book of life. Going to Mama Margaret dream. She saw putting a name in the book. And the man that he saw was Mayamona. Sardis, white, wearing white, and putting your name in the book of life. Family, Mayamona is not a man. We are all blessed to have such as a spiritual leader who leads us to the right way. Even death was not able to kill him. He came back. He can talk to Mama Roya. He can talk to Mama Refea. Mama Refea, just for Sister Dan as well. Simão Toko died physically in 1983. Mama Refea saw him, if I'm not mistaken, after that time. So, Brother Naibu, we wear white because of this. We are chosen for a specific mission here on earth. Today, I'm very glad to see Mama Matuzola full in white. Even she's looking pure. Toco is the Sister Rose is there, Brother Bell is there. If somebody comes here and see Mama Matuzola, you say Mama Matuzola, she's a Tocoist. We see Mama Refea as well there. My goodness. Maya Mona has a lot of Doris. Wow, my mothers, you are not alone. Your master is with you. Keep on walking. Believe. Isaiah 43, Mama Matuzola, let's move. Final words. Isaiah 43, 1 up to 2. You will understand why he has called you. You see, behind Mama Refea, there is a lot of flowers there. That's another culture in the Tocoist assembly. We gotta have flowers. Flowers represents the Holy Spirit, the Mwanda Vedela. Your house have to have fresh flowers in your house. It makes the vertical connection with Zambian Pungo to land. If somebody comes in and look, Mama Refea said, no, Mama Refea, she's a Tocoist. But we know that we are all Tocoist somehow, spiritually. Yes, 43 verse 1 to 2.
But now, thus says the Elamo that created thee, O Yakubi, and he that formed thee, O Isolale. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. You are mine.
You are mine. I have called you. You have to be very glad. Mayamona himself went to you because you belong to him. He has called you by your name. He said, you are mine. Zambia Mpungo Tulend is saying, but oh, Matuzola, oh, Refea, oh, Shelley, oh, Margaret, oh, Rosa, oh, Kennedy, oh, Abel, oh, Nimi, oh, Danny, oh, Amakudi, oh, Jackson Naibo, oh, Michelle. Listen to the Lord who have created you. The Israel, the one who have formed you, says, do not be afraid. He said, don't be afraid. Life will be tough and complicated. Things will come to be very difficult. The spiritual battle will increase. But don't be afraid. He is with you. He will never leave you. Say, you are mine. I've called you. Oh. If he has called us, why shall we be afraid? Look down there, say, when you go through deep of waters, I will be with you. So when life is difficult, you gotta mention these words in your prayer. Nzambe, you have said, you will be with me. So come and save me. Set me free. Help my family. Heal me.
Hallelujah.
You have to declare that because this came from him. I am Nampemba. I believe you too are Nampemba. We are Nampembas from Toco's lineage. When you go through the rivers of difficulty, you would not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, look how life is difficult nowadays, family. A lot of oppression from this and that. But he says, you not be burned up. The flames will not consume you. Because I have called you. You are mine. John 15, 15, verse 16 to 17. It's not a coincidence that you are here. If you think it's an accident, no. Elder Kennedy said everything happened for a reason. Nada por acaso, nothing is by coincidence. Ma Matuzola, we are waiting. 15, verse 16 to 17.
You said 15, verse, which verse?
Verse 16 until 17.
You
Sister
have,
Danny, are you there?
Yes, sorry, my apologies, guys. Can you see me?
yes.
Yeah, my apologies. I have to go because I have to go to work. But thank you so much to Samba. Fantastic.
Not yet.
Don't thank me. Thank Zambian Pungo Tulendo. Before you go, please, Mama, just read this quickly. This is a soft for you.
Henceforth, verse 16, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, and that whatsoever you ask Nzambi in my name, he may give it to you.
In my name. So then you know the name already. Was not you. This is for all of us. Nobody chose us, but himself has chosen us. Not just to make us sit there, but to bear fruits. Stadani, there is a lot there. Mama Matuzola, there is a lot there. Mama Refea, there is a lot there. Mama Margaret, there is a lot there. Let's bear fruits. This is for everybody. Let's be Toko in someone else's life. Let us be Toko in someone else's life. Cleansing. Many people have seen that. Nzambe has made you all Nampemba by that cleansing process through his son Mayamona. Matondo Masaka to all of you, family.
To somebody, see Elder Kennedy hand is up.
Yes, Elder.
Apology for talking after the elder spoken. I just wanted to, when I was reading Isaiah 43, I remember there is also Isaiah 53, which is specifically a chapter for Simão Toko. Because it says, who has believed our report? To whom is the arm of Nzambi revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of dry ground. He has no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. I just remembered, and then I thought, let me just put it to your attention.
Matondo Masaka, Elder Kennedy, you are the elder. I'm behind you.
Get that.
There was no beauty on him. That's why Mama Refea first time said, oh my goodness, why is this man so ugly? Well, let's go. Time is flying. Matondo Masaka family. Ingeta.
Ingeta. Okay, now, Brother Abel, can you give thanks for the service?
Yes, Mama Matuzola. Unakumbusea Wanda Romwanda Velela Ingeta.
And Elder Kennedy, can you please close us out?
Yeah, let's pray. Oh, Tata Nzambi, Mpungu Tulendo, we thank you for this great session that has brought us together from all four corners of the world. And you say, east or west, home is the best. And you know we are in this time of restoration where we are waking our brothers, where we are identifying those who have got the Mwanda Velera of Tata Nzambi, to bring them home from wherever they are, to bring them into Zion, to bring them into Nzadi, or Tata Nzambi Mpungu Tulendo. As we live here,
cleanse us,
be with us in everything we do. Be with us in our thoughts. Be with us in our mouth. Be with us in every footstep that we take, so that your mission may be accomplished in our thought, may be accomplished in what we say, may be accomplished in the footstep that we do. Protect us from the evil one. Protect us from those that want to harm us, but also save us with our families and those who love you. We pray this, believing in the mighty name of Isaiah Congo. Ingeta.
Ingeta.
Quintuade Munantima Mieto.
Quintuade Munantima Mieto.
Wenda Kiambote. Go well.
Amen.
Talakiambote. Ciao, ciao.
Bote.
Sondo Masaka. Ciao, ciao.
Matombo Masaka.
Bazajulu mwazela pange kota tudisole tuzelese omishima pange tuzelese omishima pange tuzelese omishima alajano wayo lungu ya Yesu ya nzumbi mundu kitena kuimona mundu kitena kuimona mundu kitena kuimona pange ngongo ya tema tusoma baba banzumbi kulengele kumatuta pange kulengele kumatuta